All right, SEC charges Hex founder Richard Hart with misappropriating millions of dollars of investors' funds from unregistered crypto asset security offering, raising more than $1 billion. We'll have more on this in 10.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jesus. Happy birthday to you. Today is Christmas. There will be a magic show at 0930. Chaplain Charlie will tell you about how the free world will conquer communism with the aid of God and a few Marines.
What's up, everybody?
Bang, bang. Let's go. Welcome to the Vets and Crypto Show with your co-host, Randy Hilarski. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I want to see how I can, I don't need all this patreon.com/no permission shit. Let's see. No, I can't edit it there. That's okay. I'll have to, I think I have to do it on my, my regular stuff. But hey, guys, welcome. It's another night for our veterans and first responders.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And by the way, that movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. I can't wait until my son is old enough to understand the stuff that goes on in that shit. It's one of the fucking funniest movies of all time.
Right? Crazy.
Only veterans really get it, man. Seriously.
It's the short. It's the epitome of boot camp. I mean, it catches the essence, if you will. obviously now in these times of wokeness, they've tamed it down. I guess you get a card if you're getting stress, a stress card, I think they call it now.
They even had that when my brother went through, and he went through in 90. Oh, geez. I went through a boot camp in July 92, and he went like 4 years after me. So I'm saying 96, something like that, 95, 96. And they had the cards at that time to say that you were stressed. Wow. I don't think the Marine Corps had it yet, but the Navy was definitely testing it.
No, because I went in at 96, and no, it definitely was not that by any means. But so I wanted to, a couple things happened this weekend. Obviously, the military base in Iraq got hit really, really hard. Probably just under 20, they're saying, ballistic missiles hit the military base. Yeah, and not just rockets, more than likely ballistic missiles, meaning further range. Supposedly the injuries were minor or minimal, down to like TBI from getting rocked and whatnot.
But I thought we were out of Iraq. Come on.
Oh no, we still have operating bases there.
Oh, interesting.
And then on the other front, I'll play a little tribute here to the two Navy SEALs that passed away while they were doing an interdiction, boarding a vessel off of Somalia. Yeah, which they did find Iranian rocket parts of what they've been launching out of Yemen, the Houthis and whatnot. So let me play that tribute. Let's see if I don't mess this up here. Hang on.
Don't know what's wrong. Something isn't right. Don't feel I belong in the light. Passion has gone and love's taken flight. Things just feel.
Yeah, so just doing our little part and homage to those that put it on the line. Bottom line, that's what it is.
Wow, Timothy, 83 to 87. Wow, you beat me to it by a couple years.
Oh, yep, right on.
Yeah, me in 9 years before I even joined. So,
yeah. So, speaking of the chat, hello guys. Thanks for popping in, everybody. Are you dual streaming on yours?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
yep.
Right on.
Yeah, so whenever you see a comment with a little link attached to it next to it in the StreamYard, that means it's over on my channel. But okay. I just call it something different. I actually spell crypto properly on my channel. So
good.
So yeah. maybe you'll get a couple more views.
Yeah.
People over there.
Yep. Very true.
Nice little we got to play the SEO game.
Definitely. I do all the hash marks or tags and all that, descriptions, and trying to put it out there and all that good stuff. But Godfather J6, welcome. Steve D, what's up? Timothy Harris, thanks for joining. Unplugged Dad, keep it up, brother. Love it. Happy Silver, Clint Trons, Ted Nelson, thank you for coming.
Yeah, I think Hollywood. You remember this house I'm trying to buy? I think we may have gotten it, and if that happens, man, I'm gonna have a studio and a half, bro.
Right? Yeah, do it up.
I'm gonna book that shit up. No more green screen. I'm not gonna have nice background and all that.
Yeah, nice to have a permanent. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys noticed, I changed the camera angle. It was at the side last time.
More
frontward. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of find myself to be a standing type of person. I like to stand. So today is standing. I think maybe when I'm sitting, I might do the side angle. I don't know. You got to move 20 different.
You could also have two cameras, and you could change your.
Yes.
The way it's viewing. I got a stand-up desk as well, but I haven't used it since I moved it away from the window.
But
once I have a studio, I'll definitely go that way for sure.
Yep. Luna C Point, Turnwig, welcome, peeps. Welcome.
Guys. Luna won $500 worth of Nope token last night on my stream.
Damn. Outstanding. That's really good.
Yeah.
We'll see if Pulse Pot comes to fruition, right? Being a sponsor.
Yeah, I think they're dealing with the fetch issue right now because they want to roll out more stuff. But since there is some hang up with fetch, that they've kind of slowed down their excitement of launching because they can't do as much as they had hoped. I think that I believe that's the problem.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to try something dangerous. I'm going to try sharing my screen to a tab that I have an article pulled up.
Okay.
I think this kind of goes along with Nope, and I think most people would agree that this is infringing on our liberties, to say the least.
It's getting out of control up there, and I don't know how you guys are dealing with it.
Yeah. That it is. So let's see how this turns out here.
Perfect.
All right. It's about as large as I can get it. But yeah, advocates outraged that the feds asked banks to search customers' religious text purchases.
What the hell?
Yeah, man. So faith leaders and religious liberty advocates are up in arms over news that the federal government encouraged banks and other financial institutions to search customers' private accounts using search term religious texts, amongst other things. Just kind of read the bold statements. In other terms, that banks, credit card companies, and financial firms were asked to use searches included MAGA and Trump. No surprise. Obviously, they had a House hearing on this, and Jim Jordan brought all this to light. So it's nothing out of the nothing new here. But it goes on. The last place you would anticipate this kind of government intrusion into freedom of speech is America, and yet it is rife with this administration and with the deep state.
I often wonder, why don't Americans protest? Legitimately go out there and protest. Like Panama, we just went through a 6-week-long country shutdown because we didn't like how a mining contract was written for a mine to mine copper and gold and stuff like that. But in the U.S., stuff like this happens and nobody says a peep. You got a couple of articles, but you don't see people on the streets. You don't see Washington filling up with folks protesting. I just don't get it. This is the kind of stuff that leads us down the wrong path.
Yeah, and to that point, Hex getting lost in Asia. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. The Swamp, how you doing? Michael Freeman. And guys, as usual, with the theme of the show, please post what branch, or if you're a first responder, what area you're in, firefighter, nurse, what have you, counselor, God bless you. And the year, maybe any year that you end of active service, etc. But yeah, so here in Seattle, there was a Palestinian protest, and they defaced some veteran cemeteries. And the mayor of Seattle told the police to stand down from intervening. What? That's just, it's unacceptable, man. And eventually, the silent majority, to your point, need to have their voices heard, and enough's enough. Keep poking and stoking the bear.
No, listen, when we were over in the UK recently, right after that stuff happened, I understand the Palestinian protest. I respect what they're protesting, but I also respect the fact of what the people of the UK did. And they came back, and all the ex-military and the police and all that, they protested and went straight down to, I think it was Downing Street. And it was nuts. I mean, hundreds of thousands of guys showed up. And that's got to be a scary thing for government when all of your ex-military and ex-police and all that start showing up and protesting. That's got to send a shiver down the spine of some prime ministers and presidents around the world.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And this is why I love doing what we're doing, Randy. Like Tarnwig, he was a devil dog from 89 to 95. Never had a clue, Michael Freeman, what's up? Aussie, oi, oi.
I could say Lunacy Point does curse like a sailor, especially when she's got a couple beers in her. She's good to go.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Good woman. So needless to say, this news should serve as a wake-up call for every American, warned Mr. Tedesco, Senior Vice President of Corporate Engagement for Defending Freedom. The revelation that the government is working with financial institutions to flag everyday American citizens as threats because they shop at Cabela's, Dick's Sporting Goods, or buy religious texts is terrifying. No one should live in fear that law enforcement or a financial service provider will flag their account based on the exercise of their constitutionally protected rights.
Yep.
And amen. I mean,
do you remember the time? Do you remember the time when just being a veteran was good enough to get you off of a ticket? Like I used to get pulled over all the time. I pull out my little veterans card from the VA. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a veteran too, Navy." This because that's what happened a lot. I'm a speeder. I have a heavy foot, and I always got off a ticket by throwing out my VA card. And then right towards the end there, in about 2010, 11, and I would get pulled over. They did not give a shit. They're like, "Put that away. I don't care about that." Like, what? Since when?
yeah. Or you get in trouble and you're up in front of the judge, and at least you had an opportunity to at least go serve or do some jail time, or just depending. It's situation dictated on that.
I got a story about that. I got a good one. I was living in Columbus, Ohio. I had just gotten out of the Navy. I decided I wasn't going to go to Bible college, so I was struggling. I didn't find a job that had enough pay me enough yet, because I was delivering pizzas and I was just getting behind on my bills. When you first get out of the military, let's be frank, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We have the first time in our life that we have to make enough money to pay our own bills and budget and do all this kind of stuff. And I'm trying to figure it out. And I went in front of this community. It was a privately sponsored vet support group. And I stood in front of them like it was me sitting in front of the judge. And there was like 10 other veterans. They're officers, former enlisted, but they all own companies. And they heard my story out, and they said, "Okay, Petty Officer Hilarski, this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to give you $3,000, and we're going to get you back on your feet and help you pay your bills. But this is the budget you need to do. You need to check in with us every month." Like, hoorah! I could do this, And I was accountable for my actions. I had to answer to them. Then I had to come back and see them 6 months later. By that time I was working at Sprint. I had a good job. It was things that turned around for me. But dang, man, those were some hard times. Those were dark times for me. I didn't know how I was going to survive. And I think a lot of veterans feel that way when we first get out of the military. But those kind of institutions are going away. The VFW, the Moose, and these other things that they used to have for the veterans.
Yeah, so you had and they're still there. Like you got the Moose Lodge, the VFW. I didn't get around to. I was going to put up a letter from DAV, Disabled Veterans Group. They've been around for 100 years as advocates. I actually, and later we'll talk in the other streams about applying for your service-connected disabilities and stuff like that. But I just actually am in the process. When it doesn't end, and there's a procedure that you have to submit your claim and this and that. And if it's not right, most people get denied the first time, but you don't give up. You either
I was denied hearing loss,
appeal it. Yeah, but you just got to keep going through the course of action. There's different levels and steps, but you got to play the game. There are third-party organizations that will work with veterans, that do work with veterans, but they don't get anything unless you win your claim. And then from there, you'll work out a payment plan, and they get paid, and you'll have your payment for life, right? So in that regard. So, but do your due diligence. For the most part, they're above board. And I'll go in detail more about it.
I worked with the VA, okay, and I did my claim while I was working at the VA, and I still got denied.
Damn.
That's just cold-hearted, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Unless you do it on a regular basis, just Joe Blow filling out the form, requesting their previous records, medical service records from the National Archives, and navigating all this to find out, did I mention anything when I was in service about my back hurt or hurt my knee, because that's the biggest. They're looking for the connection, right? So they also refer to it as like a nexus letter, to make that connection from the military to whatever you're claiming. So yeah, it's a process. I recently was denied for what I had submitted, but I'm going to go and appeal it and blah, 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 and go through the motions.
So let me tell you guys something. That was my job, was physical exams and aviation medicine. So all the pilots and air crew and anybody who was retiring or doing their 4-year physicals, that kind of stuff, they came through my office. I would do all your paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And I would tell you that, when you're in your 20s and 30s, you're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about what's going to happen to you later on down the road when your knee gives out, or you start to lose your hearing, or your sleep apnea, or those kind of things. I would, because I know there's going to be people that are watching this who are still serving.
Mm-hmm.
Treat your physical exam, your SF-93, and I think it was, geez, this is going back, man. I haven't said these words in very, very many years. The 93, I think, is your history. So your medical history. When you're filling that form out, be detailed, because that form is what they're going to come back to, what the VA does, and they're going to say, okay, what happened to him when they were in service? What illnesses they have, what kind of history they have, did they have complaints? Were they bringing this up? Did the audiology exams show probably your right ear, your left ear, that type of stuff? Did your eye exams, did your eyes get significantly worse while you're in service? Those kind of things. The SF 88 and 93, that's it. Those are the two.
Wow, yeah. Man. It hurts your head to like go back and think. But the more like we do this and talk, like things will just start popping up and coming back and coming to the front of my mind and whatnot. But yeah. So I just posted, well, if Randy, if you have the ability to post the link, if you just Google Vets and Crypto with a K in the YouTube channel and the search box there, any subscriptions and likes are always greatly appreciated as we get this channel stood up and rolling here. Greatly appreciate it. So just like the name, you can search it on YouTube and you'll find it. Just look for that familiar star logo.
That's on mine too.
Right on. Let's see here. Who else we got? We got Crypto King in the house. What's up, brother? Man, he waited over 3 years for an answer on an appeal. I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah, they're just waiting to wait. They want us to croak before they have to pay anything.
Yep. Hexkin Lost in Asia says the American Legion is still strong in Okinawa in Asia. They're they're still there. I think it's, like we really do need to do our part to help support those organizations and go back. I mean, I think there's a stigma of like, oh, it's the, our parents, used to go there, the Vietnam era or the World War II guys, and but Vietnam guys these days and whatnot. But no, it's not. It's open to everybody. And you know what? You could go to like the Moose Lodge and get like $1 beer, maybe with inflation. It's
my uncle's the president of the Moose Lodge of Palmyra, New York. Walk in and tell him that his nephew Randy told him he said my uncle's like 450 pounds, 6 foot tall. He is a moose.
Oh wow. That's a big He's
a big man, dude. He drives a big ass Harley. He's
just some ape hangers. I love it. Hex Farmer, good to see you. Josie Wales, Army from 90 to 2015. Wow.
Nice.
Good deal.
Hey, RH Max is here.
Outstanding. Hex Sailing, good evening.
Hey, Hex
Happy Harmonic Hexagon, the one and the only.
We
One
met
of the
Hex
best-
Sailing in Ireland recently. Came up and saw us and drove up to see us in Northern Ireland.
Wow.
I love our community, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was an amazing trip you had. You got to see some, because you'd pop in with some shorts periodically. You'd be at a castle or whatever. Do you remember the one picture you had outside of the tavern and everyone memed the hell out of it? Was it some like balls or long?
It was a black cock. The black cock tavern.
I mean, you just can't make that shit up.
No, because
God.
we're in the middle of Wales. Out, this is Western UK, BFE area. There's nothing out there, and we pull up to this. Our friend Linwin, she pulled us into this place, and she goes like, "I got to bring you here." She goes, "I've been waiting all day to bring you here," because that was right when 9-inch launched and the BBC token and all that. She goes, "I got to show you something." So we pulled in. I said, "Oh, fucking no way, but this is amazing." The black cock in.
Yep. No, it was fitting for the time and everything, right? With the 9-inch decks and launch and whatnot.
Yeah, we just had the party in London. It was just a few days later.
Yeah.
Hey, Harmonic Hexagon, what's up? Oh, Kay Hudson's got a good question. Why do you think so many vets are in the Hex ecosystem? You hit that one first, Vets.
Yeah, I think just it for some people it clicks right away, and others, with as far as RH goes, it takes a hot minute to warm up to them. A lot of people's initial thinking, they're just like, oh, it's another snake oil, salesman, what have you. But actually, if you give it the time of day and the due diligence and time and watch some videos, you're like, wow, this guy's really smart. He knows what he's talking about. He's an industry leader. And it resonates as far as the Hex system, as far as staking. And, I found it a big relief. I was running around chasing my tail, like dealing with the Binance Smart Chain side of the house and everything. And then once I finally found Hex, it filled a void in my life. Like it was something I was looking for where I could literally, like we say, stake and chill. It's just an agreement, between you and the contract. And it's the truth engine, right? That worked for me. How about you? What say you?
I think it's because we like to be talked to like we're little children, and that's what Richard did to us. He's like, he was like a drill sergeant. He was just screaming at us, cursing at us. You dumb fucks! It's not how you're supposed to do this. And we're like, sir, yes, sir. It's like, and then because a bunch of us were veterans from the beginning, we contacted our friends who are also veterans, and it just kind of mushroomed, I think. And that's one of the reasons why our community is so strong, because we're loyal as fuck, man.
Yeah. I mean, I like to refer to it as a guild. Some outsiders will say a cult, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, it's the evolution. We have grown, we have blossomed. We're now into a L1 with Pulse Chain. And it's beautiful. I think it's the evolution of hexagons and the pulsicons and the growing, getting into farming, providing liquidity. Now what I think we really need to drive home is how to properly exit a position. And this is not talked enough. I know more and more LP courses like with Crypto Sloth and whatnot are being hosted. Access Alive, right there. Has a paid group, and he does a lot of public community engagements. Randy, you do a crap ton as well, just trying to educate people how to exit out of a position without affecting the price. You don't have to hit the sell button and incur all that slippage. There's ways to do it without affecting the price.
It happened. It happened to me yesterday. I mean, like I called. We had our call this morning for the Patreon group, and I did mention it that I had a position in Note Token on with the concentrated liquidity, and when the price went up by 90%, it blew right through my concentrated liquidity, and I ended up with a bunch of pulse chain. And then because it went so far outside of my range, it made no sense to keep it. So I ended it, and I had all this pulse chain, so I just added more liquidity in and started it again, and it just blew right through it. So if you want to sell a position, there's two ways you can do it without causing big red candles or big green candles. You can do it using concentrated liquidity or with limit orders. Limit orders are the more traditional way, but now because Uniswap version 3 came out, now you can use that. And on Pulse Chain, we have 9mm Pro. Just go to their version 3 DEX in order to set up some concentrated liquidity. It works fabulous. It really does. And that was my first experience of it. It working in that fashion. So clearly in my mind, like, wow, that was cool. And it blew right through it. So what do you have to do in that situation? Just set up a new pool.
Yeah. And if it's kind of bouncing around in a range, you can also leave it and it'll come back in range. And, not everybody.
Oh, this one, there's no way it was coming back in range, not anytime soon. It's just sitting there just doing nothing. So let me reset it and start again.
Yeah, you just never know. But yeah, you got to have your finger on the pulse and what's going on and whatnot. And just touching back on the VA benefits, like a lot of people I talk to, like, you got to get out of your own way. Most guys will be like, oh, I don't rate it, or, my stuff's minor or this or that. And like, I'm going to take money away from the next guy. And that is absolutely not the case. This stuff's been appropriated by Congress. The funds are there. It's if you have any connection, service connected disability, what have you, a lot of us just suck it up, right? We grin and bear it and suck it up, and it can be the most minor thing to very traumatic experiences, but pain is pain, whether it's just from training or you hurt yourself one thing or another, airborne, jumping out of planes, your back, what have you. You got to be your own best advocate. You are your own best advocate, and you got to speak up. You cannot be quiet about these things, because over time they don't tend to usually get better. They usually just degrade. And especially
think about the marches you guys did with like 50, 100 pounds worth of rucksack on your back, and what that does to your knees,
and the shitty ass boots. You're running in the sand, humping up mountains, doing boots and utes runs on concrete and this and that. And it takes a toll. You don't think of it, but later in life, you're like, oh yeah, my knees tweaked, this and that. And it adds up. And then the chronic pain from it all, it takes a toll. And then eventually you might be taking it out on your friends and family. And that's not a good aspect either. So just, like I said, there's plenty of organizations out there that will work with you and help veterans navigate the bureaucratic red tape that is out there.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah, no doubt.
When I was at the VA, I was the first person you had to see. And I could have made your life great or made your life bad. And what I did is I tried to make everyone's lives good. And if you were on the edge, I always pushed it a little bit to make you get you in the green area, qualify you.
Yep. Timothy had mentioned, I totally forgot about his benefits. A friend of his brought it up over a year and a half ago, and within a few months, he got 10% disability for tendonitis in his ears. Yeah, very good. And even if you don't, like, you just got to go through the process. Obviously, you served, you have that documented. That's like kind of I don't want to say, that's just a blanket 10%. The ringing in the ears, for some, it's very intense. For some, it's light. No matter what, it more than likely will get worse over time. So if you have it, like, at least get that rating while you can.
Absolutely.
And then I
want to say something about the VA benefits, even here in Panama. You guys know this used to be a very heavy military presence for the U.S. government here. We had Air Force Base, multiple Army bases, and the old Rodman Navy base where I worked. So there's a lot of veterans that live here. So at the Santa Fe Hospital, they actually have a VA representative at the Santa Fe Hospital, like 5 minutes from my house.
That's huge.
So you could, if you live in Panama and you're a veteran, you have VA benefits, you have somebody to help you right here. It's really cool.
Yep. Hex Farmer says, I think vets are in Hex because their friend from service recommended it and they trusted them. Plus, it's libertarian.
Yeah, exactly.
Hex is making money in stake mode. Listening to Richard and your bullshit meter doesn't go off. That too. English pup can be hilarious. Yeah. Brenton, hello. Corey, Geary, hey, buddy.
Hey, Corey.
True Moxie, good to see you. Yeah, man, crazy. Quick story about like Corey. You know, I've been to a handful of in-person meetups and whatnot, Vegas, this and that, and obviously you can kind of see. Went to the Daytona 500 there with JJ Yealy and stuff and all that. That was just a great experience. I mean,
Sure.
Regardless of, you know, how you want to analyze that. Yeah, that was an amazing experience on the ground. But anyway, so I met Corey and he was there with his wife and his newborn and, you know, the stroller and like we're running around from event to event. And they're there mixing it up, chopping it up. And, you know, I just was like, hey, bro, you guys are welcome. You know, come on, let's have dinner, have a seat, yada, yada. And you just never know, you know, who you're going to meet and who's going to contribute in what way to the community. Yeah, the first event. Yeah, we met. So just just kind of the old saying, like, don't judge a book by its cover. You never know the person you might be meeting, and what they may do in the future, what have you.
Exactly. And Michael's got a question about for PulseX. He said, I have not updated my updated non-launch version. I don't understand what that means. Is there any issue? Will MetaMask give me grief? Can I use alternative with seed phrase? Yeah, you could put in your seed phrase in any wallet.
Yeah, that's just. Yeah.
I don't understand what the non-launch version means. You have any
yeah, I mean, you just you need a little more. I mean, you need the original, obviously the original wallet, because that's where, you know, and then you put in the contract address. You can move that as long as you have your seed phrase. You can move it. You know, like everybody should. It took a while, and a lot of us, you know, are kind of like screwed with our stakes on that one wallet, this and that, and you know, but you can But you know, so a lot of people initially created their seed phrase with MetaMask, right? Well, there's a process where you can, you know, remove that, put it on a ledger or Trezor, and then erase that a couple times, you know, off your computer, and then create a dummy MetaMask front end, and then reload, you know, that via using your hardware wallet. So at least you have one layer of protection in between there. Another TID point that I learned was when you connect a new hardware wallet and you're adding addresses, you can add, you know, X amount of addresses, almost endless. Go like, I don't know, 25, 50 in, and then start using them. One reason I heard behind that is if you get hacked or compromised, I guess the hackers use like a skimmer for like the first 10 addresses in a hardware wallet. So if you go 20 or 50 in or something, you know, it may not see anything, it may not pull up. I swear, man, like I spent the first 2 years just learning so much about just crypto security and everything between Richard and Papa B and all those guys and Hex Security Saturdays. Those are always interesting.
Now Ben DeBard. Ben DeBard's another good one.
Yeah. A lot of great resources out there. That is for sure.
That's why I have Ben. That's why I do the course with him. He's so, into the security side.
Yeah.
Knows how to set it up and knows, even he's helped so many people that have lost things, recover it. Those kind of people are rare. I think Papa Boner is the other one that has helped a lot of people. RH Max too.
Yeah, geez, dude. Like, I mean, RH Max like is an animal, tenacious animal with all the content. Thank you for everything that you do and you put out on the daily. It's wow, respect.
Absolutely.
And it's great quality content. It's rich in content, to say the least.
I want to say something to Lunacy point here. Her point here. She made make sure you keep track of all your addresses. Yes, I just recently found 40,000 ICOSA because I wasn't keeping track of my addresses. And
yeah,
they were staked, so nothing's in the wallet. I had to connect to the ICOSA DApp to be able to see them.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah,
like $10,000.
Yeah, and we all need to do better. I need to do better. Some are really on it as far as like keeping Excel spreadsheets of absolutely everything and what's in what wallet, because you got to set all that stuff up. And if it it crashes on you or something, and you got to re-enter your seed phrase, well, you got to set up that wallet specifically again to how you want it dialed in, right?
Yep.
What is that? DBank.
Yeah, DBank's awesome.
That is huge because that even shows you your LP positions as well. So if you forget, you got something out there. That's another huge tool to use as well.
You guys got to do it. It's I'm serious. It's getting out of control. And we were just talking about today in our call, the strategy call, that we've got stuff all over the places, and the amount of tokens that we're getting involved with is just exponentially growing. Exponentially. Yeah. I'm adding 2 or 3 tokens a week, and I told myself that I wasn't going to do it this cycle. And last cycle was super easy with this Hex. Now this cycle, I've got like 20 tokens I'm managing. It's not.
I know, man, and I'm sorry. I'm just as bad.
You're one of the people, man.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Yeah.
Brenton, no, the reason why it's 40,000 is because it was 20,000 ICOSA staked, and then the fork. That's how I found the other 20,000 because they were on Pulse Chain. I'm like, let me check on the Ethereum side and see if they're there, and lo and behold, there they were.
Yeah. You do this long enough, you start forgetting like what's on what chain. Sometimes you have a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Man, you really got to set up alerts if you're trying to pay attention to something. Otherwise, if it's just, if you're just riding something out, if you have a strong conviction in something and you're just like, I'll look at it, when it gets closer to the peak of the bull and, set it and forget it. That's, and some of the more blue chip stuff, that's not a bad thing because our human psyche, when we see that stuff, we like to tend to click buttons and feel like we're doing something. So sometimes, as others have shared, the best thing to do is just you can deactivate an address so you don't see it, and then it's not tempting to do something. So you can make it a quote unquote cold wallet if you want, because you're not seeing it. It's there. It hasn't gone anywhere, but it's just not daily active. Showing up in your face and giving you the itch.
Exactly. Yep. I know that they get serious. Luna says DBank is awesome, but it doesn't show nope. I don't know why. Even Pulse. What's the Pulse? what's the one where you told me I could make dope?
Oh,
Gold Pulse.
yes.
Gold Pulse still hasn't listed nope. You know what they said to me? One of the founders. He goes, "But why isn't there any volume?" I said, "Because I airdropped it to a bunch of gray hairs, including people like myself, and we don't need to sell. We put it in liquidity and we earn stuff with it. We don't need to trade this token." And that's what I preach, and that's what everyone's doing pretty much. Well, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, those guys want volume, right? They want activity and this and that, and but like many things, you can't judge something linear. Like somebody like that would look at Nope and look at the chart and write it off, right? But if you do your due diligence, you're active in the community, you know what's behind it, what's coming, the man behind it, what plans you have. Yeah. I mean, it's
I was kind of annoyed when I got the message. It was on Telegram. I'm like, "What are you talking about? Volume? You got absolute shit coins listed on GoPulse that no one even uses, and mine has over 500 wallets. Come on, we could do better than this."
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Believe in yourself. Greetings to you as well. Hey. Who else? We got Black Label Expat here. Might be a good idea to set up a few alerts. Hang on, let me try this. Hey, you just click on it and there you go.
Yeah, that's how it works. Sorry, I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this. Just clicking buttons and learning how this all comes together. Yeah, so we got, and that's the beauty of it. That man has so much.
Doesn't he manage the RH shorts page? Isn't that his?
I don't know if he does, but like RH has created a great site, GoRealDefi.com, with all just the main front ends to log in with and everything. It's a great source to point people in. So we got
Roberto's in the Dominican Republic. Nice, sir. Go enjoy that sand. I'll be at the beach in a week.
Yeah, you clicking over?
Well, we're going up into the mountains on Wednesday. Then I think Monday we head to the beach for 9 days. We're going to the islands way up on the Costa Rican coast and just hang out. My wife will be drinking sangrias. I'll be drinking some beers. My kid will be drinking some water, and we'll be just holding it down at the beach. So I need some beach time, man. I miss having a beach house. We had a beach house during the 2021 to 2022 after the bull run.
Yeah,
because we were rich at that time. YOLO, let's get a beach house, rent a beach house, and it was a great time. Whoa, there you go. Oh shit! Oh man, wow. Earthquake, temblor. so
that's live for you.
Exactly. I miss having the ability to just every weekend just go away to the beach house and this step outside and be in the sand, be in the ocean. I miss that.
Yeah.
So I told my wife, I'm like, can we just go? I'm feeling it. I need to go to the beach.
Yeah. Well, and it's good for your mental psyche to reset, recalibrate. Yeah. I mean, we tell our kids to like get off the TV screen, and here we are. We're always glued to the damn screen because information is just nonstop. Crypto is 24/7. It doesn't sleep. So it's a fine balance between family, kids, and reality, and then all this behind the screen stuff. We're all working towards that goal, but it's ever changing.
This is my job. I consider this my job, and hey, I gave it to myself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's harmonic hexagon, exactly. Okay, so Michael Freeman, he updated us. It's because he's still using the test net. He needs to update to just go to pulsechain.com and update your RPCs.
Yep. Luna's all over it. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we got a question here. I need to add my Roth IRA, but I'm limited which crypto they have available. if it was you, not financial advice, of course, this is entertainment only.
Reach out to Kinetics, Josie Wales. They have that system that was built for Hexkins, and I think it's operating right.
So there's Mountain Crypto Advisors.
Mountain Crypto Advisors, yeah.
Yeah, that's on the off ramping side. They were quasi partnered up or with Rocket. I forget the one, but what he's referring to is the Hex Investment Trust.
Oh, that's
actually
fun. Yes.
Hex Investment Trust, again, Kinetics and RG3 and the guys created that. And yes, you can go from your traditional like Edward Jones or what have you, cash out some money and then keeping that under your Roth IRA, transfer those funds into your self-custodial IRA, and then participate in getting into the Hex Investment Trust. Then you're covered as far as that goes.
Just reach out to Kinetics. I think they may be paused at the moment from adding new people, but it's an opportunity.
So because it's new, accredited investors only. So okay. Yeah, so basically you have to be a net worth of $1 million.
Oh shit!
And that does not include the value of your home, or you have to have like over 280,000 or something annual income. You just need to show that you're financially savvy, right? Rocket Pool, yeah, it's Rocket Pool. So you can contact those guys to transfer, set up an account with them, and then you send your funds from your traditional Roth. You'll liquidate that stuff, move the money over through. You can use Rocket Pool, and then that via that avenue, get into the Hex Investment Trust. Rags, good to see you, brother.
Hey, Rags.
Welcome.
You have to join us some night, buddy.
Yeah, and we're definitely open, to that point, having our guests on, keeping with the theme of the show. If you do come on the show, whether we're doing a co-host thing or I'm going to be doing I do have an announcement here coming up. I will be doing some solo streams with guests as well. But either way, whoever comes on the Vets and Crypto channel specifically, you need to either be yourself a veteran or a first responder or of a supporting role, or bring a guest on, an associate that is. And then that way we can briefly hear their story, get to know them, a little background, just kind of keeping with the theme. We want to learn about the members in the communities, because this is not anything maxi. Like, we want to hear from everybody, from Binance to Chainlink to Ethereum to Bitcoin. Like, this is for the greater good of everybody, to share information. Sure. We all grow collectively, so please get the word out there.
Absolutely.
So
again, Michael's having some issues there. He just needs to go to pulsechain.com, and then right on the front page of pulsechain.com is to be the information you need to put into your MetaMask wallet to add the Pulsechain side.
Yes.
And then you need to add each token separately. So it's going to get a little bit be careful who you ask questions from, okay?
That's a great point. That is a huge point.
Feel free to DM. I'm sure Bets wouldn't care too. You feel free to DM us privately, and make sure it's our real accounts, please.
Yeah,
it's a minefield out there.
It is. You have to. You got to double check everything, right? That's for
because
sure.
The next thing he's going to say is like, okay, I added the RPC, but my coins aren't there. It's because you have to add each token. The only one that's going to show up will be Pulsechain initially, and then you have to add PulseX and everything else that you have received.
Yep. So bear with me here. I'm just on my end adding some moderators to some familiar faces.
Rag says, "Note putting work in lately." Yes, it is. Yesterday it was up 90%.
Yeah, I mean, well, shit. How about even Texan? Texan's been on the move, and congratulations to you guys. You guys are, work.
They just had maybe Rags come on next week and tell us about the updates. There's some serious stuff that just happened with Texas tokens. So.
Yeah, and where are they at with the Freedom Exchange or what have you? Rags, if you want to put it in there, the name of it. Your decentralized or Freedom Swap or something. Yeah, and then good old Fast Abdul with $2. Give you a shout out, brother. Right?
Sure.
Hey, Fast Abdul, you need to join. No permissions, because Randy already thought that you were a member.
I totally thought he was a member, shithead. Like I'm out here shilling his shit in no permission, thinking he's a member, and he wasn't a member.
Right. I mean, I love it. The guy just pops up everywhere. But yeah, we're all excited. You got your gauged pool on Fox is amazing. What's it up to? Over 6 figures.
Well, we were over 6 figures. Now it dropped. Someone took out a bunch of liquidity yesterday.
Okay.
And now we're getting paid like 200% APY.
Wow.
I checked my Fox payout yesterday, and it was doing like $100 a day. Like, hey, that's pretty cool.
That is beautiful, man.
If you guys don't use Fox and the pools on Fox, I don't know what you're doing. It really does work well. I think that of all the PH products, it's turning out to be my favorite one.
Right. So whoever wants to be a mod, come on over to Vets and Crypto channel. Just put a text in there in the chat so I can add you, and hit the subscribe button and the notification, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. We're trying to build the channel up, so please subscribe. So I have an announcement, Randy.
Okay.
I am going to be doing my first solo stream next Wednesday. I have like an all-star group who I'm just thoroughly honored that's going to be coming on. The description, it's going to be now that you've earned mad gains, what do you do? Yeah. So it's all about your off ramp. So everyone's chasing everything, and that's one thing that stressed me out for the longest time. Was what do I do? What's my exit strategy? What's your plan?
Look, I got a wife, man. I got a wife. All that's already planned without my notice.
Yeah.
I've already got that money spent before it even gets here. She knows exactly what she wants. I'm just like, I just make it, man.
Yep. But you're in a unique position. Obviously, for us in the States, it's different, and there's different tax implications and things like that. And we're just trying to minimize our tax liability, right? And legally, like, we're paying our taxes, but you know what? There's ways to work it to where you're not paying the full highest rate in said taxes. So anyways, next Wednesday, we're going to have on Axis Alive. We're going to have Kinetics and drum roll, the captain himself, RG3.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
So they're going to help discuss, what Mountain Crypto Advisors has and what they offer with that organization.
Can you use the same channel? You can use this channel as well?
Yeah. Doing it on Vets and Crypto. Yep. So excited, looking forward to that.
Harmonic's right. How do I get my money out? It's the biggest question for people new to crypto. Exactly. I get every time I bring someone to crypto, like, hey, when it goes up, what do I do? I'm like, well, bro.
Yeah.
It's
a thing, right? I mean,
it depends on your situation, where you're at, what part of what jurisdiction you live in. It's different for everybody. Like for me, it's just a simple transfer and goes right to our bank account. But for you guys, I understand.
Yeah, it's 100% different.
Humberto, that's right. Humberto was here and he set up his Tower Bank account. Luna. We got we got a lot of folks. Tomorrow I'm meeting with one of our Patreon members who's also help set up a Tower Bank account. They just flew in, and we're gonna have lunch tomorrow with them and hang out. If you guys ever do want to come down to Panama, just let me know you're coming beforehand, and I'll make sure I set some time aside.
Yeah, that's it's a good deal, man. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't want to say too much besides that, I guess, until there's official word.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Believe me, I want to, but you know how it is. You want to get things set in stone first before you make announcements.
No, 100%. 100% you do. Yeah, what else?
Archipelago, an old dumb grunt just subscribed. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, it's crazy how time flies. Just to give you an update, I did a session with Harmonic Hexagon. Really amazing. If you hear her voice, it is one of the best voices, soothing, relaxing. So I'll let you know how that goes. It's going to be an ongoing sessions that I'm doing, and I'll report back as we progress. But I thank you, Harmonic, for the work you're doing. Appreciate it. It's good stuff. Any other closing remarks? What else?
We're going into a full moon, so do expect some more red in the crypto market over the next week. Full moon, I think, is 2 days away. Then 5 days after that, so we have 1 full week probably in the red. Just how it is. You guys can't stop the moon. That's just how humans react to stuff. So
yeah. So you're more into the astrology part than the numerology, or a little dash of the
more into cycles. I like cycles, and moon cycle is one of them. Yeah. Waters Above is definitely into numerology side. And him and we cross paths because I like the cycles. He likes numerology. They kind of go in, like this with each other. And so that's why when I've streamed with him, those are 2 of my best streams I've ever done. Like amount of viewers that we get and the views that come after. People really want to know this information. So maybe one of the nights, maybe we can bring him on and just blow people's minds because he really goes deep.
Yeah, to say the least. You start connecting everything overall. Like you were doing the whole Shemitah thing and everything, and I mean, for the most part, man, like it came to fruition. Like things were
dead on, man.
Yeah.
Within a week of the Jubilee year ending, the market took off. Just absolutely took off.
Yeah. Stock
market, crypto, and now you just had the recent top. Now we're probably having a nice little pullback before we get going again.
Yeah. It was amazing. All right, I guess we'll sign off here. I'm gonna play a quick little show from the Pulse Chain cruise. We did some deep sea fishing when we hit Cabo and stuff like that. So I'm gonna play that clip, and then I'll hit an outro. And that'll wrap it up for us this week. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Please subscribe. And Mr. Hilarski, thank you as always. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Peace.
And baby, you can have whatever you want. You taste so sweet. I can't help myself. You like candy. You like liquid honey. You taste so sweet. I can't help myself. You like candy. You like liquid honey. Oh, we're moving places I can't control. I don't know how to be without you. I don't feel whole. Look what you've done to me now. You got a body like a model. You got a body that you always find. Open up a bottle, and baby, you can have whatever you want. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. You taste so sweet, I can't help myself. You like candy, you like liquid honey. You like liquid honey, you like liquid honey.
First day, hey, isn't it because to be on 2 feet? Holy.
Yo, it's the Hexicans again. Crypto, this ain't the end. It's real life, not pretend. The code is what we defend. We some crypto junkies. Hex and pulse chain, we comfy. The price action bananas. Chimpanzees, monks, making trust to sleep. How can I claim a loss? Hex and pulse chain, they didn't rug. Gary Gensler, we're the victims. I really think you just spreading some FUD. So tell me what this is about. Oh, you do anything for the clout? You are a joker, and I am dope, but that's just a fact. Full disclosure. So tell me what's next. You think Richard Hart's gonna run with the funds? I heard some info to say that, and to me, that sounds really dumb. But that's just me, and we will see. Hex is no company. I own my crypto, how it should be. No restrictions, totally free. With DeFi, there's no middleman. Just code program to do what it do. Repetitive tasks, kiss my ass and regulate this new asset class, cause we some crypto.